So, Venkat, welcome back to the podcast. Today we have a special guest
Hi
with
man,
us.
what's up?
It's Aman
Oh
Singh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
so
shit. What's up?
it's Aman Singh.
Hi man, what's up, dude? How you doing?
Nothing. Good. Just trying to be as productive as I can. Abhi.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's that kind of a time, right? You just try to be productive, as much as productive as you can, right? Great.
Yeah.
Aman, before we go into stuff, introduce yourself to the squad, the podcast squad. Come on, introduce yourself to the podcast.
How do you want me to do that? How do you want me to do that?
Simple, man. Venkat told whatever he's feeling right now. Come on, express your feelings. How you're feeling right now.
Yeah.
I'm feeling fresh. I mean, it's a good thing you're doing this, Pranav. I mean, uh, we all are sitting at home getting bored during this lockdown.
Yeah,
Something
dude.
good initiative you have taken. We are getting information and get to know new different things. Hopefully, people see this. And
And
let's
get to know how amazing our lives are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
So, yeah, for today's podcast, I would like to make an argument and I need your opinions. Okay, both of you, Aman and Venkat.
God damn. Okay.
Let me pitch the argument to you guys. I feel that there should be a time where automotive companies, the expensive automotive manufacturing, the luxury wala ones, I think they should stop manufacturing gimmicks. The first gimmick that I find in all 45 lakh above cars, most of them being SUVs, is flush door handles. Have you seen these flush door handles? All of these SUVs have these flush door handles, as aesthetic as they may be. And one can argue about the fact that they are minimizing boundary layers, they are going to contribute to lower CD values when you're going at higher speeds, those and this. But SUVs generally don't have any aerodynamic specialty for them, and these having flush door handles. Another thing is flush door handles have a very complex mechanism attached to it. When you come near it, no, it will just first it will come a little farther, and it still has telescopic movement attached to it. The owner has to grab the handle and pull it even farther. Where you need to accommodate a DC motor unnecessarily to do this, and these DC motors have a life of 800,000 turns, and this will lead to a complex repair mechanism because none of these expensive auto manufacturers are there in India. The other argument is the butlers which drive these cars, they don't know how to even handle these kind of things. They're going to if they ruggedly pull this out, the latch will strap out, and this is going to lead to a lot of damage, 50,000 plus damage on a door, dude. Is this a cheeky way of making money from Indian consumers? I don't know. So I think flush door handles should be very carefully used and not in SUVs, luxury SUVs. What do you guys? Aman, start since you are the guest of the show. You should tell your opinion.
So
For
see,
sure.
there are many features like this, like you just told about the door handle, that the car manufacturers get away with without people actually noticing. So it's actually a good thing. Like people, the car manufacturers try to become different and get new things that other cars don't have. So they just, it's just that they play on luck. They're like, one fine day I'm sitting and I'm a designer, so I'm thinking, let's do something which the other manufacturers don't have. And like you told, so a similar example is the voice control.
Yeah,
You know about the voice control. I was
yeah.
watching this movie in 2012
Yep.
last week, and do you remember that scene? The large Russian plane Antonov, and the guy says engine start, and there's no point of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah, the
the,
Bentley. No, he drives a Bentley, right? Like he says Bentley.
Yeah. If you guys have seen Johnny English, right?
yeah,
There's an entire scene where there's like the voice control thingy going on in that movie, and the car basically follows Rowan Atkinson in the background, and that scene is really crazy. I mean, you guys should really see that. It's really
gimmicks
sweet,
are
yeah.
just good for the movies. It doesn't work in real life. You
Exactly.
go
For
and say
sure, for sure.
it's gonna be like, sorry, processing.
Yeah, exactly, right. I mean, it's impossible. Like it's literally impossible for you to achieve it in real life. It's for sure in movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this being said, do you think gimmicks really hold a huge value in markets of cars? Like for example, there is an SUV which can go 100 kilometers in 5 seconds, and there is an SUV which can go the same 100 kilometers in 5.3 seconds. But the 5 second wala one does not have a flush door handle, and this has a flush door handle with an AI based voice assistant. What will you buy as an
See,
Indian consumer?
the most basic concept and the um, thing that which these manufacturers do is that they want to sell their vehicle. So they will market it in such a way that people like you and I will, get excited about it and refer to it
Right.
as other things. Like you can talk about the phone. Remember the S4, Samsung Galaxy S4? It
Yeah,
was the
for
first
sure.
phone with the swipe and
Oh,
air
yeah,
gesture
yeah.
Yeah,
feature.
yeah, sweet.
Good old
Yeah, right.
times.
People went crazy behind that, right?
Yeah, man. Good old
Selling
times.
it at the end of the day. How you market it.
Exactly. It's
Wasn't
I
S?
think
Yeah, yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead,
what
Venki.
no, I think you know what exactly what Aman said. Like I feel like every product in the market, not just cars, not just narrowing it down to cars. Every product right there in the market is being sold based off of a unique selling point, a USP basically. And I feel like these companies essentially when you talk about these expensive gimmicks as such, they essentially try to extend their unique selling point in such a way that people are like, oh wow, that's a cool feature. I'd like to have a flush door handle. And you and I will be like, oh fine, man. Who the fuck cares about a flush door handle, right?
Exactly.
But then there are people in the world who will be like, oh dude, oh shit, that's cool, right? I want a car with a flush door handle. So I mean, for people like you and I, or like whoever is familiar with the automobile market, I think it's cool that they understand that these things are important and these things are not. But then there are people in the market who don't really care about it. So it's like a smart marketing strategy more than anything else, I think.
So going from the same concept, hey, Venki and Aman, since most of the expensive car buyers in India are old people, we don't have
Yeah,
David
for
Dobrik's,
sure.
Logan Pauls, and Jake Pauls in India right now. So
For sure.
the people who buy cars are quite old, our fathers basically. And
Yeah,
if
for sure.
our fathers have decided to buy a car, obviously they're going to have these personalized drivers with them who are going to receive a good salary. Do you think it's
Yeah, for sure.
important that the company people who sell the cars to these, owners have a training program for the butlers, especially just to make sure that they utilize all the features of the car in more effective way? For example, if they're driving on a Mumbai highway, these drivers should be well aware enough to implement the eco mode instead of wasting a lot of petrol. Do you think the training program should be in place for all these luxury automobile manufacturers in India? What do
I
you think
mean,
of this? This can be a startup,
Aman,
as we are
you
discussing
go
right
ahead. You said.
Pranav, if we can discuss this has already been a startup called Revingo. If you
now.
have heard of
Oh shit. Oh goddamn. Okay. I have no idea what's
So
this.
we need a leadership there. Remember
it,
leadership.
internship too, if you remember.
Yeah. So it's a public apology to Drivingo. We did not mean to steal your idea. It just came out of my head. Drivingo, don't sue us. This is not our.
Okay. Okay.
So what do you
All
feel
right.
about this thing, man? I had to ask you this. Would you think Tesla would come to India in the near future? Let's say 15 years.
No, no,
No.
I, no. I don't think so. I don't think so. At least not in the near future. Maybe in like 20, 30 years time, they might sell one car that's running in India. But then I don't really see Tesla setting up base in India and then having a full-fledged market in India. It's difficult to do that. But then I mean, it'll take
I'm
a lot of
guessing the establishment of a charging network is going to be a problem, especially with Indians.
yeah, that'll play one of the most crucial roles, if not like the most crucial role
So that's
in
the only
setting
role
up.
they have. It's a completely
Exactly.
different. That's the only role they have.
Vehicles running on the roads in India. Tesla is like Tesla, Waymo. These are like vehicles, are dream vehicles for India. If we
Exactly.
have hybrid vehicles in the next 5 years, we are going to be happy. And if these
Exactly.
installation and charging stations, they're installed in every 2 blocks, every 3 blocks of the roads, that's going to
Mhm.
be a big thing for India, a big development for India.
Exactly. Exactly.
The-
I mean, let's just put into perspective for a country that's still running in 4G. I don't really think like having charging stations, electric charging stations, is going to be like a easy thing to achieve in that
Yeah,
small amount of time.
exactly. 15 years is quite small, no? But
Yeah, 15 years is very small in
yeah,
my
I,
opinion. Like,
I thought so. But I was expecting better roads in India within 15 years, man. I was
oh, better
expecting,
roads.
yeah, Am I being too ambitious?
I mean, yeah, I'll say that you're being a little too ambitious to
Not so.
have good roads in India. That's literally impossible. Because
See,
I mean,
discipline and execution is what matters. End of the day.
exactly,
I mean, people
exactly,
have this. Even Indian manufacturers and builders, they have planned out such a way, but that they will install it in the near future. But then execution is the main part. If they're not able to execute,
exactly,
I mean, you install
exactly,
and then people go and steal it because India is having a big problem of
exactly. Right? I mean, to be honest, in a country which takes like 10 years to build a metro railway network, to like have such an elaborate range of charging stations and whatnot, it's a big ask. It's a big ask, to be honest.
Hey Venki, didn't you brought up metros, right? Have you guys visited your metros, both of you, in the recent times?
In what metros? Like not like Chennai Metro, yeah, for
Chennai
sure.
Metro, you've seen, right? Chennai Metro has charging stations deployed, man. The big metros. For
Yeah,
example,
I know
my
that.
metro has an e-vehicle charging station. I have not seen a single
Yeah.
e-vehicle
That's
on
really
road,
sweet.
but it has a charging station. Aman, does your
Yeah.
metro have
That's really sweet.
a charging station?
Again, coming back to the same point, Chennai is the automotive hub for the country. If Chennai doesn't have, then I don't think any other state should.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, we call
Yeah.
Chennai the Detroit of India, but then like, if Chennai doesn't show us what future prospects in automotive industry is, I don't really think there's any other country that or any other city in the country that can show
The
us.
very reason I decided to come and study in Chennai was because of this. Because I knew that
Uh-huh.
Chennai has, good information regarding all this.
I too
Exactly.
studied because I didn't score well, man. That's the honest truth. My 12th marks weren't good as someone else.
Yeah. Makes sense, right?
My dad was so upset. He was like, 1,000 rupees for an entrance exam. What? Now you're going to go to NASA or what? He was asking me this question repeatedly. Those were the
Makes
days
sense,
when
right?
I also gave the
And now,
exam for BIT. That also
now we are
didn't
paying
work out.
$1,000 and £1,000 for the application fees for
Exactly.
master.
That and all, he won't say a thing, dude. That and all, his mouth will be shut. Hello, take my credit card. Just go. Just go.
Makes sense, right?
Investment.
Investment, right?
That being
Secure
said,
investment.
since India has a large population, see, and we are expanding, our birth rate is like pollination, we are keeping on expanding our population. So, implementing a program like autopilot is going to be a huge, difficult barrier. But what if I told you in the next 200 years, AWS, Azure, and autopilot, these three of them combined and developed a startup where every vehicle is being controlled by a cloud based network, wherein the entire traffic is regulated based on internet? How would you feel about that? So from point A to point B, if you have to reach, it's like obtaining a pass from the internet, and the internet will calculate what amount of time and what amount of fuel consumption you will reach there. It's a very confusing startup, but think a little
Did I
bigger.
say
Do you think
200
this is
years
even a
back?
possibility?
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, when you consider a timeline of 200 years, there's a lot of possibilities that come in. To be talking about something that's like 200 years from now, it's like you kind of think about like you kind of agree with the possibility of that happening.
I mean, I was expecting flying cars, but this isn't exactly what's happening right now.
Forget flying cars. We'll be flying after 200 years. We can teleport ourselves home.
exactly, right? I mean, I would if I don't see flying cars in the next 200 years, I mean, it's pointless that we're living right now. It's stupid. There should be flying cars in the next 200 years for sure.
Okay.
We got
So now we have gone from autopilot to flying cars. Very good. Proud engineers.
Yeah,
We
like,
are proud
dude,
engineers.
200 years is a huge timeline. Like if you think about it, right?
I mean, I don't know. The next Holocaust might have also happened. Like, why not throw that also into this picture?
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, makes
Okay.
sense.
Coming back to this, the huge timeline that we have had. Aman, I want to ask you this question. So, do you think the primary mode of communication right now is mobile phones? Do you think mobile phone will have the same hardware like this, or do you expect an Iron Man type hardware where there will be something like this? You tap on it, a holographic projector comes out. Do you think that's even a possibility? If yes, why? And if yes, no, why not? Aman's so confused right now. It's like, why did he even argue this?
Buddy, see, end of the day, you have to communicate.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you use all this phantom quantum mechanics and stuff, fancy quantum mechanics stuff on all that, or you just take a normal phone, or go back 500 years where the pigeons used to fly taking the information.
Okay.
Basically, if you have to say I love you to your girlfriend, it will go. Now you do that through this, or you do that through a pigeon, or you do that through your normal phone, it won't really make a difference.
Makes sense.
I think, see, innovations are made to make your life easier.
Okay. I thought it was made to make us lazy, but okay.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I mean, either way, right? Either way, easier and lazier is the same thing, right? I mean,
Exactly.
the easier it is, the more lazy you become. So,
Yeah.
makes
It's a
sense.
win-win situation. It's like
But yeah, there can be a possibility. What you're saying, yeah, they might be
Yeah,
having.
exactly.
How will the
Holographic
wearable
projections to
technology
send
evolve to?
messages.
Venkat, what do you think the wearables
What?
are going to evolve? Wearable tech, smartwatch.
I don't get you. I can't hear you.
There is a huge tech enterprise called as wearables, where we are investing in a smartwatch-based health applications. For example, Apple's electrocardiogram, which tracks your heartbeat accurately. Do you think wearables will have something called as smart fabrics? I thought of this. Wherein smart fabrics can alter the pore size based on the weather data obtained from your phone. If it's chilly outside, the pores will close to make you warm. If it's warm outside, the pores will open up to make you comfortable. Do you think this is a possibility?
Smart fabric.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, like,
Imagine this,
to be
deluxe and
honest,
joggers in a single pant. Just the click of a button.
I mean, I'd like that as a guy who's like very lazy and doesn't wash his pants very regularly. I'd
That's why I
love
thought
that.
of this.
But then, I mean, I'd love that. But then, I mean, thinking about it, like it's a very far-fetched possibility, to be honest. Like, yeah, obviously, smart textiles is amazing, right? When you think about it, like you just touch something or think about something, and then it happens, and like you have one piece of cloth, and then you like with that you can program it to be anything, right? So, I mean, thinking about it, it's an amazing possibility that you have. But then, when you think about it in large scale, like when you think about it in a scale where almost everybody around the world is using it, it becomes more of a gimmick than a possibility in that situation, right? Like you would be like, oh yeah, okay, fine, man, this guy has it, like it's pretty cool. It's like owning a Sesto Elemento. There'll be like what 1 out of 9 in the world. Like it'll be something like that. Like there'll be like probably one guy in India, most probably Mukesh Ambani, who would be like, dude, I'm flexing my suit that can change color every single time I go outside for a different party. Like that'll be cool. But then again, like it'll be difficult for everybody to get their hands on it. And by the time everybody gets their hand on it, it'll be a. I don't see myself living till that. Yeah, exactly. It's a very amazing thing to think about, but then it's a very what not a very what to say practical thing to be thinking about it now. I'd love it, but then it has its own drawbacks, I'd say.
Aman, the next question is to you. iPads and tablets. Okay, iPads, tablets, and laptops. Where is the boundary diminishing, and what do you think is the next possible?
What is the what?
There is iPads, there is tablets, and there is laptops for students, college students. The boundary is continuously diminishing. Do you think that these are going into unison, or do you think in the near future there will be still tablet and laptops sold separately? That is the question to you.
You're asking me, are they going to be tablets and laptops, or tablets are going to take over laptops or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. Do you think in the future we will have tablets, or do you think in the future we will have laptops? Which hardware will exist in the future? Or do you think both of them will exist, and why?
Windows and Apple, both of them have introduced iPads, which say the keyboard kind of a thing,
Keyboard.
magnetic attachment. So I think it's pretty much replacing the laptop as a whole.
Okay.
But then a laptop has its own purpose. Some people are not comfortable typing on the screen, so attaching a keyboard to it and typing it becomes more efficient and easier for them.
Okay. So are you team laptop or team tablet? That's the question.
Team, goddamn.
Are you team laptop or are you team tablet? That's the question.
See, right now I'm on a laptop, so I'll say laptop because I don't have a
Exactly, right?
right now.
Aman, that's the whole question. You don't need to be very worried about it. You're going to offend a lot of people on the way through this conversation. You just started. So, Venkat, your opinion, team laptop or team tablet? I'm sorry.
Dude, like I would go team laptop right now because I mean the usability of a laptop is insanely higher than what a tablet can give you. But then again, like if somehow in the future if I see like tablets or iPads in general getting significantly higher power and having better power performances and shit, I'd definitely go for team iPads and tablets because they are significantly easier to carry around. I mean, you can take them anywhere. They have better charge. But then again, a lot of things boils down to how easy it is to use it. The user interface and all is also matters, right? Because you don't get a lot of things that you might find on a PC, like on a laptop in general, right? There are softwares that you might not be able to run on a tablet or an iPad in that manner. So I mean, yeah, if it becomes flexible in the future, I'd be team tablet any day because it's obviously it's a smarter way to go about your life anyway. But then right now, obviously, team laptop for sure.
Because the whole reason why I bought this up is, have you seen Apple's pricing scheme recently? The new iPad Pro with the attached keyboard one is nearly as expensive as the MacBook Pro, the lighter version. Sorry, it's MacBook Air. I'm sorry, MacBook Air with the refreshed keyboard design, higher base storage, etc. The lines are diminishing totally. I mean, is Apple aware of the fact that these two are priced?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Apple is smart in that sense.
This is why
Apple is a smart company, dude. I mean, I'd say it's a very smart company when it comes to all these things. Exactly. It's just giving people a taste of what it can do and what the future is in general.
Exactly. I was hoping for something like this. I was expecting also Pixel to launch its new, refreshed, lower down the line, cheaper version of an Android phone with
there is. There is.
That is, but it's not for 2020. It's a 2019 hardware. Don't you think it's time they launch something to the competition?
Well, I mean, it's like that everywhere, right? Like almost every other company that you know of is doing the same thing. I mean, to be really honest, Google I think perceives Apple as its only competitor right now, if I'm not mistaken. And in that perspective, if you see what Apple has done, I mean, the new iPhone SE2 rather is just a refresh of the iPhone 8, right? With just a few things in the hardware that's like different, or maybe like one thing, which is the chip, right? A13. Instead of that, most of it is the same, apart from the touch sensor and all that, and maybe the camera. The camera is better. So apart from that, I don't think there's a lot of companies who completely refresh their budget phones in general. And if Pixel 4a comes in, I think it'll be people won't even look at other cheaper alternatives.
Expecting something like that. Pixel 4a to jump into this. Have you heard about Google's new AI concept? I think Venki, you would be aware of this, where Google's AI had a conversation with the hairstylist and was schedule an appointment.
Exactly.
It was so lifelike. Have you seen this, Aman? This Google's AI having a Venki, did it deploy to be an actual life concept? I don't think so. It's deployed.
I can't hear you.
Did they actually bring it into an existing concept?
No. It's still R&D and pretty much like in like developmental stage right now. Like they didn't like completely get it out in for the general public, but they're like working on it really hard. And like it's crazy though, like the shit that they're doing with the AI, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like the prospects that you can see that it's amazing. But then again, like bringing it into the general usage of normal day, every day-to-day usage, it'll be difficult. But then I hope it comes in. That'll be amazing to see.
So Aman, since you're not aware of this, would you like for an AI assistant to schedule an appointment for you or have a conversation? It is capable of having a real life conversation with mom and dad. It's able to enunciate words. Like if the conversation exhibited by Google was like, mom was asking whether son or daughter was doing well in class, and the assistant was like, I think so. The enunciation was very lifelike. It was actually like a human having a conversation with another human, but it is a built-in assistant. Aman Singh, would you approve such a thing happening to you? would you like an AI to schedule an appointment for a dentist appointment or a hair salon appointment in the near future? And would you like Google doing it in this way, a human-like interaction? There is no proof that the AI had the conversation or the human had the conversation. Would you like a virtual assistant? Is the question.
AIs which are talking about Siri and Alexa and everything, these are based on the same concept. They are having a programming and algorithm so that a human being like you and I can basically entertain themselves in free time. Apart from that, you can also get your day-to-day stuff done. So if I'm going and getting a grocery thing list ready, I'll just tell my Alexa that add so things to my grocery list, and it comes on my phone. So technology is coming up, and maybe in the near future, yeah, it might. So yeah,
So
it
you
all
are
depends.
approving an invasion of privacy. I have your statement.
Dude,
You are approving an
but then,
invasion of privacy.
are you guys aware that Zuckerberg actually uses an AI like this? Like he has a proper full-on like AI like from Iron Man, like
Oh,
the movie Iron Man, like right. So he has a proper full-on AI like Jarvis. Uh, he like exactly right. That guy, that entire AI, it's exactly like Jarvis, and it does everything that you tell it to. So like, I mean,
that's
it's his personal thing. Not sure if it like for everybody or not, but then Google is like a small subset of what it can do.
Google is
These
capable
guys
of a lot of
did
things.
all these things, very big loners, I think. They're
For sure. Exactly right. Like think about it. Who? Hey, I mean, it's kind of sad, right? Like you gotta talk to an AI to pass your day. That's like a little weird.
I mean, AI doing you
What?
favors is fine. AI fetching you roses for your girlfriend is fine, but AI being your girlfriend, that's not the right.
Nah. Yeah, that's where I think it crosses the limit, right? I mean, I'd not take it as my
Pranav, go ahead, ask Siri, no? Will she be your girlfriend?
No, I'm not doing
Oh
this.
shit! Oh yeah, you can do that, right?
But actually, he brought up an interesting thing. He mentioned Alexa. So LG has a concept fridge where it will scan your freezers. Okay, so it will scan the items barcodes in your freezer, and it will have a list of data already enumerated. It will
Yeah,
collect
yeah,
data
yeah.
over a period of time. It will evolve into something, and whenever it notices that things carton are missing in your freezer, it will order it for you without you even noticing it.
Mhm. That is
I don't know.
that is sweet, right?
Can you even
That
believe
that
this?
just,
This is going
in
to
my
come real
opinion,
soon,
that
by the
just
way.
makes you lazy.
This was already there in CES. This is going to come real soon into our houses.
Mhm.
I mean, Aman,
But
so
then,
this time,
if you think about it, it
no
just
excuse
makes
for
you
you to
lazier, right?
miss
Every day.
groceries, man. If you miss buying groceries, then it's all on you.
Yeah, right. I mean, now it's just on the fridge if you miss buying groceries because
Exactly.
it's just missing.
One thing you had to do, just click the button and make sure the fridge was connected to the internet. That also you could.
Exactly, right?
So I had asked you both of you guys this question since he's very confused right now. Let's push him in. What do you think will be the future of these, kitchen appliances combined with AI? Can you fetch an innovative idea for me for kitchen appliances and AI combined together? Any random thought that comes to your head when I say kitchen appliances and AI? Any random thought? I told you a fridge concept. Now tell me something interesting.
Right now, we don't. I'm sure that even you guys don't have maids coming to your house.
Yeah,
So
not
we have
Coming, right?
our own utensils. So I
Uh-huh.
hope there's some kind of an AI, you just rack your utensils in this wash basin, and it
Yeah.
automatically starts
Uh-huh.
washing them, and it gets done, and
he's
then
a maid. So basically, he wants a maid.
robotic stuff. That would really be.
That's sweet. Dude. I'd love that. I'd love that for sure. I'd love that. Mhm.
The Japanese, I thought they had this concept of a maid, a robotic maid kind of setup guarding elderly people. Did they have
Bro,
something like that?
robotic maids.
Yeah,
God damn, dude.
because
I
Japan
have
is
no
the king
clue.
of making robots.
Let's just
Japan
let's
is
just
30
check it out,
years
dude.
ahead. The things we are thinking
Japanese
right now, they already have it established 30 years ago.
30
So
years, dude, 30
Japanese
years ago,
food.
robots are not even a thing, dude. Now only they're thinking. But exactly, I can understand
Dude,
what you're trying to say. I
Japan
mean, it
is
makes a lot of
next level.
sense.
dude,
And
there are like videos of Japanese robotic maids on the internet. It's crazy, dude.
no,
I
don't
mean,
Google that. It's going to lead to very bad things.
I literally did. And there are shit tons of videos of that on the internet, and it's mental. The kitchen, it's amazing. It is crazy.
Look, man. Once again, you made everyone comfortable by saying that keyword. And just think.
I'll tell you what, it got premiered on a news channel called NTD or something. It's a Japanese news channel. It's crazy. I mean, they have a robotic maid doing all their laundry and household stuff. It's crazy, right? Japan never ceases to surprise us.
Exactly.
They do the most amazing things.
Tell me one interesting thing that you saw, which you felt
What?
to India. I mean, Aman has been there to Japan. He's a real flexer gang. So just ask him one interesting thing that he found in Japan that needs to come to India right away. One interesting take or one interesting thing that happened.
Yeah, I wouldn't say anything hi-fi. I would just say something which is which could be implemented in other states, other countries as well. US, okay, to an extent, but India and other third world countries, even though we are, growing and on a path of developing ourselves. One good thing about Japan was that on the roads, being automobile engineers, I noticed this thing that there were separate lanes for two-wheelers, motorized two-wheelers, and cycles and the pedestrians. So there were 5 lanes for the bigger vehicles like the vans and trucks and everything, the cars, the bikes, and the bicycles. So that's a better way of doing it. There's
Makes a lot of sense.
pollution
For a
and
small
there's
country, if they are able to achieve that, I mean, might as well. We try
I
to.
mean, that is nothing innovative in that. It is just discipline, like I told you, discipline and
Exactly, right?
execution.
It's just discipline, right? More than anything else, is just people understanding that, you know what, I gotta travel in my own lane and I gotta stay there. But I don't think in India most people understand that. I mean, I guess both of you have seen it. Indians can't drive.
I mean, how many people use a zebra crossing the roads? We don't.
Exactly, right? None of us, right? Exactly. It's horrible.
Cross a road,
I mean,
guy inside the car, there are 2 other abusive words.
exactly.
Beep, and then he will stand, and then the line keeps increasing. The cars keep honking.
Exactly. Dude, people in our country can't even use indicators properly. So I mean,
Not doing it.
asking them to obey lanes, it's difficult, right?
I mean, like our generation can make sure that we do this since we are blessed
For
with
sure.
and all, but
But then,
our generation being the dominant population is not possible. Every time we go out, I find this one uncle in Activa. I think it's a game these Activa uncles are playing, man. Riding the scooty just on the white lane. If I honk at them, I'm the bad person.
Exactly, right? But people take into offense when you honk at them, but then, like, I mean,
You are the one who's
just
driving
need
like
to
a
realize that you're doing
first place.
exactly.
Hey, Aman, tell me any interesting story, like how's the driving situation in Hyderabad?
It's pretty much the same as in Chennai or anywhere else. I mean, the police is pretty stringent in Hyderabad. That is a big difference over here, which shows in the number of cases also. I think Touchwood, I don't have wood, yeah. So Touchwood, there are lesser cases compared to Maharashtra, Delhi, and all. But yeah, it's good. It's people are disciplined, even though 20 to 40% of people, they will just pop out from anywhere. But then it's okay. It's somewhat better than what I noticed in the streets of Chennai. I mean, right in front of our college.
Oh, it's horrible.
Which is totally
The most horrible place to be. Every time I cross, I remember my life insurance number. Every time I cross, I have to float my life insurance because I don't know who's going to hit me from that.
I can imagine
that's
for you coming like 40, 50 kilometers on a Enfield.
that'll be scary, dude. I mean,
My dad doesn't know now. He's going to watch the podcast. You just broke it up. Dad doesn't know that we take the bike. Now you told him. He watches my podcast.
Okay, we'll edit.
oh no,
Really
oh no, cut.
I mean, the fun is like an uncut conversation. Let's keep it going.
Makes sense.
Since we are arriving at the closing part, uh, I wanted to ask you this question. What feature that you find in luxury automobiles would you find, if we had it in commercial cars, passenger cars, would be really great? The most prominent feature in luxury automobile, which you wish if it was there in a passenger car. No OEM, I'm not going to call OEM names, but you know what passenger cars are, would be really nice. For me, comfortable seats with 21-way lumbar adjustment and support, and probably cool seats too. The ones which have pores and will blow air in your neck region. I personally would love to see it in my passenger car rather than an expensive 50 lakh plus car. That's my thing.
See,
What's yours and yours?
anyone who's buying a car looks for the most basic. I mean, an intelligent person will look for the most basic thing, which is safety. Now, every sports vehicle has all these safety things. Every high-end luxury vehicles have all the safety features. May that be active or passive safety systems. Pranav explain that to them later in the bio.
This is part of project podcast. But you were making an excellent point. Continue. It's not.
Yeah. So, being that, every normal like low-end vehicles which basically do not have these safety systems like airbags, anti-lock braking systems,
Exactly.
collapsible steering columns, and all these. These things are like a must.
Yeah.
Like no matter which car you're driving, if you're driving a car, if you're buying a car, these are the most basic requirements, prerequisites that a car must have.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Aman wants a passenger car which has good NCAP ratings at the same time.
So companies should sell their vehicle and not with all the gimmicks you were talking about.
Wonderful, man. But don't you think a common man deserves a little bit of gimmicks just to satisfy his ego? Like, for example, I would like a fancy MMI system seen in. Okay, you know what car I'm talking about. All the fancy multimedia interface systems on cars, which we find expensive cars. I wish I had those in a normal car, man. It would be really nice. That's my thing. Venkat, what feature you want? Let me hear your
What
opinion.
feature do I mean, see, I love safety. I completely agree with what Aman said, because I mean, if the most basic amenity that you think in what luxury end car has and what normal passenger cars don't, which is basically ABS and all these safety other safety features. Right? Now if you look ahead of that, most of them are mostly gimmicks, right? Like electronic sunroof or electronic rear view mirrors or just your general other things that you have, right? Most of them are gimmicks, right? Most of them are things that you would find just as like something that people will be like, oh wow, that's cool, right? I'd like to buy that. Now I feel like if cars could give you some cool alloys, because I really love alloys. I'm a person who has a big thing for alloys. So I mean, although it has nothing to do with utility or just in general about about usage or function, I think alloys look really cool in cars. And if you could just give like cool alloys in cheaper passenger cars, I think that'll look cool. I mean, there's no function or utility, but it's like a general opinion.
So concluding, alloy wheels, 21-way lumbar support with cooled seats,
Exactly,
and
right?
excellent
I mean,
safety
just
standards.
imagine that sweet gold alloys with those 20.
Congratulations, boy!
Right?
We have a Maybach in our hands. Congratulations.
Right? Exactly, right? Yeah.
Aman, did you realize
What
that
about
we
you,
just
brother?
built a Maybach on our own? Like we started with passenger cars, we ended with a checklist of a Maybach. Comfortable
I
seats,
guess.
advanced alloy wheels, all the safety systems.
It's not like we're complaining or anything. I love that.
Yeah. It's a too long car, man. It's a five meter plus wheelbase car, man. How I don't know how he manages to drive it in India. This Maybach.
Yeah, I mean, people. I'm sure there are people in the world who can afford that. More than afford that, can actually appreciate what it's about. I mean, people who actually buy these cars, I don't really think they care about the money as much as they care about how good the car is, right? That's I think that's how their brain functions. I mean, maybe
Okay.
I
What do
definitely like to
you
own a
think,
Maybach.
Aman, about the people who own these 5 meter plus wheelbase cars? Cars which have a wheelbase of more than 5 meters. You've chosen to buy a pain in the ass when it comes to India. What do you think about their mentality?
You're
Cars
talking about
which
the
have
wheelbase?
a huh?
You're talking about the wheelbase?
Yeah. Have you seen my bag? It's 5 meter plus wheelbase. It's like you can accommodate an entire kindergarten class into this. The small bagasse, you can put every
I think it's a bus. It's a bus. It's not a car. I mean,
No, I'm telling you, it's so long, man.
change the term for that.
Okay. But yeah,
So
it's very difficult to drive those cars. I've seen these cars struggling to pull up on corners. And these have four-wheel drive systems also, where the back wheels
If
can
you are
tilt
in
in the
India,
opposite direction.
I don't really think if you are in India, you should be talking about cars that have more than 5 meter wheelbase.
Exactly.
I
2 meters at best. 2.5 if you are
yeah,
lucky enough.
2 meters is also a lot if you ask me.
Okay, where
To
will you
be
sit,
honest.
man? On the roof again.
Exactly, right? It's
So
difficult.
what do you think, Aman, about
we have photos in India, Pranav. How?
Makes sense, right?
Exactly. So let's come to the last topic of this thing. Aman has a fitness page, man. Venki, you should check it out. I'll leave the link in the YouTube thing also.
Sure,
Aman has this
sure.
massively successful fitness page, and
Oh yeah, sure. Oh dude, you know what? I actually have checked it out. It's sweet, though, man. I love it. It's
it's
amazing.
awesome, no?
I love it.
Aman, you're not
Thank you.
supposed to answer
It's
this.
amazing.
Venki,
I
don't
really
you
like it.
think Aman would do a wonderful job by going on Instagram live and showing us his workouts?
Oh, for sure. For
Exactly.
sure.
So
For
if this
sure.
video gets 10 plus likes, Aman is doing an Instagram live session and showing us how to work out.
10 plus likes, really?
I have 100 subscribers, dude. I'm a poor YouTuber, not the rich ones. So much.
Dude, let me just search your YouTube real fast.
You
I mean,
have me. You have me on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Now that I have you, I'm expecting some subscribers growth.
let's see.
That's it, man.
It'll be amazing.
10 plus likes on this video. Aman is doing an Instagram live. I'm going to be dropping a link of his Instagram channel in the YouTube video. Hey, thanks for coming for this podcast, both my host Venki and my special guest Aman. You have something to say, Aman? Like at the end, would you like to conclude something? Like any gali is fine, man, for putting you on the spot. Any gali is fine. Just one gali.
What do you want me to say?
No, I'm kidding with you. But
Okay, chalo. I'll narrate a small story.
yeah.
Oh,
You guys. Okay. So there was this little boy who goes to his mom and asks her, "Ki, Mom, what is my life worth?" Okay, and the mom is like, "Okay, that's a big question." She goes to her room, gets a stone, a shiny little stone, and hands it over to the boy. And tells the boy, go out to the streets and find out what is the worth of the stone. He goes to random people, a random stranger walking on the footpath, and asks him, "Sir, can you please tell me what is the value for this stone?" And he tells the guy, the small boy, "I don't know, I can exchange it with a banana. I have it in my pocket."
banana.
And yeah, and then next he goes to a different person, and he would say, he goes to a museum. Yeah, he goes to a museum, and then he asks, "Sir, can I can this piece of stone, the shiny piece of stone, have a place for your museum?" And then the guy says, "No, see, we don't keep this anymore, and I don't know what it is, so we are good, thank you." And then he finally decides to go to the jeweler shop, and the guy tells him this stone is extremely priceless. It's extremely priceless. And he's like, "Okay, then why was the first person trying to exchange this priceless stone for a banana?" He goes back to his mom with the stone and tells his mom, "Mom, I had different answers coming from various people. And the last person told that the stone is extremely priceless." So the mom told, "Exactly, this should answer your very first question that you asked me. What is the worth of my life?" A person with different point of view and a different degree of information will give you his own answer. a person who is knowledgeable, a person who knows about his material will tell you that it is priceless. So keep yourself value and who know about your life and who, will tell you that your life is precious. Not a person who will want to exchange it with a banana.
Sweet.
Wonderful, man.
Amazing.
Amazing, dude.
Loved it.
Wow. For a second, I mean, yeah. Zoom should have an applause on. Love to stand
See,
up and wearing shorts.
Amazing.
I mean, this is the best ending I've ever got. Wonderful. Thank you
Loved
so
it.
much for this ending. Did your mom tell you this story?
I read on WhatsApp.
Oh.
Makes
Screwed up the ending.
Yeah, dude, I mean, WhatsApp can give you the best things in life, and WhatsApp will give you the worst things in life. For sure.
So anyway,
I learned that
Venki
apparently.
and Aman, I need your help, like both of you. Aman, please sit and watch this episode with your mom and dad because they are the best audience you have. Same with Venki, mom and dad, please sit and watch whenever you find it. Not the entire thing also. 10 minutes also if you show, I'm more than happy and get their honest feedback and tell me. Okay? Because since we are stuck in quarantine and this is the only way of us exchanging information and creative ideas, might as well maximize the productivity value of this. And if your mom has any comments, anything, please ask her to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll be doing a giveaway soon. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on.
For sure. Yeah, sweet.
Venki,
Bye, bye.
you're the
Good
best host. I'm signing off now. I will give you the link in the
Good night,
morning.
lads. Yeah, sweet.
Okay. Thanks, Venki. Thanks, Aman. Bye bye.
Bye, lads.
See you. Bye bye.